All right, hello, it's 3 o'clock. We're going to just do this update here on now post-tropical cyclone Elsa. After it moved over Long Island, it lost its tropical characteristics. So it is no longer a tropical storm. It's transitioning into an extratropical storm. So you look at the satellite, you can sort of see that transition there taking place. Let's move this back a little bit so you can see what it looks like as it crossed our area today. So you can sort of see that transition taking place, where it's starting to become post-tropical, and it's starting to got that comma shape that's a little more like an extratropical type of storm there. So that is what has changed, and you can see here on the radar also that it has also made that transition. But we're still seeing some winds. We still got some damage out of it. And we're going to go over the effects of Elsa in this video. First, we're going to look at the current conditions out there, and we still got some pretty strong wind gusts. It's breezy out there. I mean, winds gusting up to 21 miles an hour. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s, no sea breeze at all, and it's still kind of humid out there. The dew points may be starting to drop a little more toward the afternoon, but I mean, the breeze, I guess, could be helping, making things feel a little more comfortable out there. It does not look like it's as hazy, at least. It looks like it got rid of some of the haze, at least. Speaking of effects, let's go look at the precipitation, see how much rainfall we got. I'm sure that the Weather Service will also have an update on this as well, but let's see how much rainfall we got. We'll put this to midnight, and we'll see how much rainfall we got here. Oh, yeah, look at this. So, yeah, some areas got a lot of rain out of this, and some of these reports, I don't know, maybe a little suspect, but maybe not. 3.08 inches here in Mineola, 2.43 in East Meadow there, 3.05 in Merrick, Long Beach 1.95. So the South Shore and the North Shore, we really got a ton of rain out of this thing. It really came down in the morning. 4.50 inches in West Hills. I'm looking for Farmingdale Airport, and I don't see Farmingdale here. Why is Farmingdale not showing up here? 0.96. I don't know if I'm buying that, but why are they so much lower than all the other stations? So that's interesting. But we do like to go by the official airport stations. Islip 2.14. Little less as you head out east, but still plenty of rain out there. 2.68 in Lake Grove, 3.20 in Middle Island. 2.37 in Brookhaven Airport. So this really did end the drought. 3.02. That's what you need to end the drought, is a tropical system. That'll do it. So plenty of rain across Long Island today. Plenty of rain. And that rain and that wind. It's interesting, as you head west, a little less. Look at the city, 1.65. I think Central Park, it's 1.79. 0.99 at JFK. LaGuardia looks like it got 1.41. Staten Island, and then the numbers go up a little higher over Staten Island again. And then as we go toward Jersey, the Jersey Shore, we also had some high amounts there too as well. 2.82 in Bayville, 3.04 in Manasquan, 2.99. So you get an idea of the rainfall here by looking at this map. And I don't know if the Weather Service has released their official numbers for rainfall, but it was quite a lot of rain fell in a short amount of time. It was really pouring out there. This is what the radar looked like a little earlier, by the way. So let's look at the power outage map. It's down to 3,000 now. There were as high as nearly 7,000 outages. They're scattered, mostly smaller ones. Mostly on the North Shore, not surprisingly. And so a few on the South Shore too, but mostly North Shore, middle of the island, dealing with the outages, as that's always the case. And a little less as you head out towards Suffolk County, actually. I don't see too many on the map. Some around Smithtown. Let's go to the East End, where they have some outages there too, but nothing too large. Mostly smaller outages. At least now, it seems like it's really they're moving along here, restoring the power. Just go to the power outage U.S. map and see what we have here. New Jersey only 6,000 outages. Ocean County has 2,223. Monmouth 564. Atlantic 73. Not many in Atlantic County at all. Looks at the highest amount. Maybe Ocean County. Oh, and Essex. Well, Ocean County is up there because, again, they got some of the wind too, so they're dealing with it as well. So let's go to the effects on the Long Island Railroad, because there were numerous effects today on this from the storm. Oyster Bay branch wound up being suspended due to multiple trees along the branch, so they did eventually get busing. So they had to cancel the Oyster Bay trains here. So this is where the trees have been. Let's see what they say here. The trees, falling trees along the Oyster Bay branch. So it seems like Roslyn, fallen trees along the Oyster Bay branch. Looks like it's around Roslyn. It looks like they did have trains originating at Roslyn. So north of Roslyn was where they have, and they did get busing, which was good. It took a while, but they did wind up getting busing. So they did do that, and then we had another problem here with trees falling. It's like Glen Cove had some trees on the tracks, and then it looks like the Montauk line also had some trees on the tracks around Southampton. And then there were buses replacing trains between Mineola and Oyster Bay. And then, let's see, we had another one here on the Greenport line here, east of Riverhead, due to multiple trees in the tracks. So multiple trees in the tracks east of Riverhead on the Greenport line. So a lot of trains are originating at Riverhead right now. All right? So that's what's going on. Let's see what News 12 talked about here. So it looks like they did do a decent job covering the storm here. Of course, they're on the South Shore, but they show some of the flooding here. Some of the flooding here, and we'll take a look and see and get some pictures here as well. See some flooding pictures. Let me try Mineola Patch and see if we can get some information here on some pictures here. It says here, there's probably no pictures. No pictures, of course. No pictures of the flooding. I don't want to show you where some pictures were. Maybe News 12 has. We'll go to look at News 12's site and see. There's Rich Hoffman. I'm glad they have him on the screen because, he's the only really decent weather person that's there right now. So we have this Oyster Bay branch flooded. They only spent 13 seconds on this, really. They say was near the Oyster Bay station. That looks like Hicksville that they're showing. Marissa Sarbach was there to check out the conditions, but they don't have a video from that, interestingly enough. Okay, so you have that one. Tree splits down in two, takes down several power lines in Cold Spring Harbor.
Coffee shop in Cold Spring Harbor. They've been enduring some trouble there.
So
Tropical Storm Elsa might be over, but it seems like we'll be dealing with the aftermath of it for the rest of the day.
So this is some of the damage here.
Check out what's happening on Spring Street here in Cold Spring Harbor. We have a tree that's split in two right into the road, and you can see taking down with it several power lines. Beyond this tree, going down Spring Street, a light post completely knocked over, split, and then beyond that, another
power's
tree.
out.
Neighbors here told me that early this morning, about 7 o'clock, it was like a river here. You can see on the side of the street here, there is still some flooding.
It's the combination of the soggy ground and the
that is assisting PSEG with efforts to get power back up to this area. You know, we'd actually found out about this happening because a coffee shop on Main Street in Cold Spring Harbor said they were going to be closed the rest of the day. We came on down to see what was going on, and then happened to see this crew here again. They have their work cut out for them. They've got a lot to do in terms of making this safe again for neighbors. They've been told right now, stay inside of your home. They still think they have some active wires up here. So, of course, we're going to keep our distance as well.
So, yeah, you got a chance to see there what's going on. And, you know, it's the combination of all that rain as well as the wind. Even though it wasn't a lot of wind, it was enough wind to take down these trees because the ground was really soft. And that definitely definitely has an effect on it. So here's meteorologist Rich Hoffman. So we do still have the threat, unfortunately, of some more rain today.
Is gone. It's out of here. It's left Long Island, which is good news, but we could see a few more showers later on.
Gusty winds.
Great. I thought, great, her.
As we get closer
I
to
thought we were going to get Rich Hoffman. I don't want to see her. All right. So here we go. Live updates tracking Elsa's aftermath. Maybe there's some pictures over here of what it looked like here. Here's some flooding going on. I'm not sure where that is. Rainfall totals. Okay. So we do have rainfall totals from the Weather Service, which we're going to go over in the weather update later. Not too many pictures of the flooding, because I'm curious how bad it was here in Mineola. Obviously, I didn't go out during it. Adventureland entrance floods. So here we are by Adventureland.
Well, Rich, what a difference a few hours makes here on Long Island. We're here in Farmingdale, and as you can see right here, you know, at Adventureland, where most people know here, you can see the entrance to their parking lot here is completely flooded. They've got a big sump pump out here that's working to bring a lot of that water out. But we're going to show you right here on 110 here where there was a very large puddle. In fact, we'll show you some video from earlier today where the State Highway Department was out here actually blocking about 2 to 3 lanes of Route 110.
This is the kind of flooding you're dealing with here.
Heavy equipment, because this puddle right here, this flooding was just too much. In fact, they pretty much blamed on some of the storm drains around here were just overwhelmed with the amount of water that came down. But as you can see now, at least now the storm drains are starting to catch up. They're starting to bring some of this water down. In fact, so much so that Adventureland is actually pumping out their water out into the storm drains now. So things are certainly getting a lot better here on.
That's good. At least, you know, by the time the afternoon comes, it'll be a lot better. Now let's go to the South Shore, where I'm sure they spend the most amount of time. Well, it's Seaford also.
Residents here in Seaford on Waverly Avenue have had a rough morning. It's completely clear now, but earlier this street was completely flooded. Residents tell us that this happens most times when it rains, and they say the problem is this creek. It fills up with water, which spills out over into the street.
Oh, yeah, look at that
now,
creek. Look at how high that
video
creek
from
is.
Just a couple hours ago, you could see of the flood this morning. You could see the street is just completely
I know that
filled
creek.
with water. The water level is completely above the sewer.
I know
area.
that
You can see
creek.
that, and even some trash could be seen floating down the road. Now, residents tell us this happens on Waverly Avenue almost every time it rains, but it was especially bad.
Look at that. That's a river.
Of the tropical storm. They said that at points it was almost impossible to drive through the road here, and they were stuck at home.
Wow.
Dorado says that this has been a problem for 20 years.
When we have heavy rain and a full moon or high tide, just
I'll expect more of that
backs
living on the
up
South Shore.
all the way from down there, from the North Shore. The water runs this way, and they actually,
It can't get out.
because of the roadway never being fixed also, it pitches both ways, and the water comes up.
Probably going to need a bridge there or something. I don't know. But, yeah, that's
Neighbors on the block say they often have to move their cars all the way down the road there.
that's definitely a trouble spot. And I'm curious to see Mineola and see our effects on Mineola. So just give me a moment, and I'm going to look for that. Well, I can't find out any information on if there was any flooding in the Mineola area. So that's going to be it for this update. I'll have more later as Elsa moves away. And yes, we do have the chance of some showers and thunderstorms possible this afternoon as well. So I'll have to watch out for that. It'll be fairly isolated. We'll look at the radar again, and we'll look and see if there's anything out there. Yeah, there's some scattered stuff, mostly north and west, but we do have to worry about this area maybe over here affecting us a little later on. But other than that, that wraps up this update on Elsa. We have a lot more later.